Hello, my Jedi friends. In today's video, we're going to talk about how the truth is out there. And in actual fact, that's not true at all. The truth is entirely in there, folks. The truth is in there, it's inside you. But I have been having a game today where I put in ideas to the video thumbnail I use. And a huge shout out to vidIQ. It's been a great resource for creators. And they give three thumbnails to the idea that I've just had. And what I've been doing is taking one of those thumbnails from the previous idea and using it for an idea for the next video. And one of the thumbnails it had for my last video was this one with a spaceship in it. And I thought that looks interesting. Let's go with it. Let's flow with it, folks, because it actually opens up some really interesting topics. Topics of which is there truth? Is it out there? Do interplanetary species exist? Are there people from another planet on here? Well, let's cover that. Let's cover it. Let's have a bit of fun. Let's have a bit of fun today, folks. Now, firstly and foremost, I have to say that, of course, this is my opinion, and that's all it is. A bit of commentary based on conversations I've had, based on insights I've had, based on my own intuition. So, this is not a factual thing. This isn't Arthur C. Clarke. For those that remember back in the day when those files used to come up, this is not sort of any mad documentary into the in-depth world of this. But I do have a network of people who are pretty tapped in around me and have the capacity to access these kind of things. So let's just start with a bit of a joke, really. I say it's a bit of a joke. But some of the people in the highly sensitive, empathic realm that I have connected with, my friends, we all have this little on-running thing. We know that we're not from this planet. We feel from another planet. And one of my very good friends, Amanda, who I do a little podcast with weekly, and she's great fun and she's great out there. She always said that she's just had a reading and they said that she's not from this planet. Now, we sort of knew that anyway, that some people feel they've been drawn to this planet, that maybe this is not where we feel at home. Do we really resonate with the human beings? Do you really resonate with humanity? Is it who you are? Or are you here on some sort of mad, I don't know, busman's holiday? It's like, oh, we're having fun as our species on this planet. I know, I've got a challenge for you. Let's throw you in amongst this lot. Now, if you follow David Icke, you'll know that there's people from another planet. There's lizard people around. Now, how true is that? Well, I'm not here to discredit anything that he says. In fact, I like David Icke. Because I'll tell you why, because of the diversity of my network. One of my friends, and this is a shout out to Bobby, has been sending me these mad videos for as long as I can remember. And he sent me a video probably about, I don't know, it's 10, 15 years ago. And I find David Icke, he does drone on. He takes a long time to get to the point, but that's not to take away from anything that he said. Because the essence of this video, this 2 hour video that Bobby sent me about 15 years ago, and I managed to get about halfway through it. And what he said was effectively, this is what's coming. He said, they're going to create a global problem, that the world will create a global problem, and then they're going to create the solution. And the solution will be the centralization of everything. And it seemed like a mad conspiracy theory back then, a mad conspiracy theory, a global problem. They're going to centralize everything. They're going to need to know where you are. And the way that the world's going, everything that he said is coming true. It's coming true. Little things that pass every day now. How everyone can be seen. We're being spied on. There's all sorts of things out there that for our own good, to stop paedophilia, to stop terrorists. They need to check everything. They need backdoors into every communication matrix that we have or mechanism, so that pretty much the Truman Show actually exists now, folks. So we're moving into a realm of massive dysfunction like we've never had before. And because they're doing it slowly, and this was another thing that David Icke said, they do it slowly. They can't do it all at once because everybody is saying, no, this isn't right. But we've had our rights eroded, things are happening now, and there's back doors to everything. Every communication, every text you send, every message on social media, the government has access to. And that's just the way that it works. And if the government don't have access to it, the corporates that created the app do. And it's only a matter of time before the government will have access to it. So there's all this mad dysfunction going on in the world and all stuff happening. And he's also been saying that there are alien species here. Now, I've had it on good authority from people I know, people I trust, that that's absolutely true. That we are, it's not just humanity here, that there's other extraterrestrial beings. And let's put it this way, if this wasn't true, then uh, that would be that would seem reasonable. Nothing would seem to be completely different. But if it was true and you were an alien species, and this is something my dad used to say, you'd never own up to it. You'd be thrown in a lab and picked apart by lunatics. That's how it works. We come in peace, shoot to kill. That's what it is. Would you trust humanity? My dad used to say to me, and I think it's very true, that if there was an alien species looking down on us, thinking, should we invade this planet? Well, they wouldn't. They'd just say, well, look, they're going to kill themselves soon. Just leave them to it. They'll do it for us. They'll do it for us, folks. They'll do it for us. We'll fund the insurgents, fund the insurgents. So humanity is a notorious lunatic planet, let's face it. A history of war going back as long as you like. We're always going to fall out with someone. We'll always find someone to fight. That's just generally humanity as it's evolved. But back to the point, folks. Where is the truth? Is it out there? So we discussed there probably are alien species, but that really wasn't meant to be the topic of the video because the truth is very much in there, folks. And the whole journey of life, regardless what they're out, what they're extraterrestrial, whatever the government's doing, all this stuff, you can't control that, folks. You can't control any of that. But what you can control is your own energy, and your own intuition. Now, so many people go wrong because they don't trust their own intuition. But that's where it's at from an energy perspective. How many times do I hear when I've worked with people where things have gone wrong? Something felt wrong, but I went with it anyway. I don't know why I didn't trust my gut. That there's signs from the universe. There's signs from our body. There's signs from our internal guidance system to let you know when something's not right. Because you choose not to trust it, that's where things go wrong. So the whole big journey, whether the truth's out there or not, the truth's always inside you. And learning to develop your intuition, learning to trust your gut is a big part of the journey of working with energy, especially for highly sensitive people, especially for empaths. Trusting your gut, trusting your gut. And here's another thing where highly sensitive people or empaths go wrong. Because we take on board other people's energy, which we talked about energy transference, we feel what other people are feeling. If you don't know how to set your energy field, so when you're feeling stuff, you may be getting an intuition, but it might not even be yours. And these are things that we need to take on board. Here's an alarming statistic for you. If you've never learned energy and you've never had it tested and you've never learned how to clear your energy field, then the odds are that less than 3% of your energy is actually yours because we take on board other people's energy. Take on board other people's energy. So when I first got into the world of energy, one of the early workshops I did, or one of the earlier, I went to one called Energetic NLP with a friend and mentor called Art Geyser, who I've talked about on several of my videos because I do believe he's the real deal. He certainly helped me. And he's an energy intuitive. And what he would do is read our energy field and tell us what percentage of our own energy we were currently running. And the average for the room was round about 2 to 3%. And it blew me away how little or energy of our own we were carrying as a collective. And these were all energy workers. These were all people that were interested in energy, that had done some energy work. I was at the time in that room as a Reiki master. I didn't even understand this principle myself. We'd never been taught this as part of the Reiki training. And yet, what I noticed when I was in Reiki circles hanging out with Reiki masters is a lot of them were overweight. And one of the consequences of not learning to clear your energy space is taking on energetic weight. And when we take on energetic weight, it will convert to physical weight if it's left uncleared for too long, which is why a lot of healers are overweight. And this is something that I've talked about on my videos numerous times, folks. So, learning to clear your energy field, learning how to work with your energy field, learning how what energy is yours and what isn't is where it's all at. And all of that is within, folks. The truth is within there. So, whether there's alien species or not out there, well, who cares, really? Because where it's at for you, whatever's happening externally, you have the power and the tools to control what's going on internally. And if you learn to develop your psychic skills, if you learn to work with energy and to clear your energy field, if you learn to trust yourself and your gut, then your life will improve. And then if your life improves, well, if it turns out there's aliens, well, you'll at least feel a little bit better within yourself about that. And that's where it's at, folks. So the title of this video has been a little bit confusing. The thumbnail I just threw out there because I'm on some random stream of consciousness today. I had no idea that I was going to be talking about any of this stuff in this video until I pressed the record button at the beginning. There's it. Me being as real as I can with you folks. So hopefully you've enjoyed this. If you have enjoyed this stream of consciousness, then please do show the video a bit of love, like and subscribe to the channel because there'll be plenty more of this, folks, because I'm on a roll at the moment. And speaking of which, there's another one just there.